Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel about aviation. My name is Andrei and I'm a pilot here in the United States, and I'm ATP license holder and I'm flying in United States since 2015. I have FAA license, but last summer I decided to rent a plane and fly across the Europe. I decided to rent a plane in Europe, of course. I started looking for opportunities how I can do that, and I realized the right procedure to fly European airplane is to validate my FAA license to EASA license. In this video I would like to explain the process and the procedure what you need to do to validate your FAA private pilot license or commercial pilot license to EASA private pilot license. I shoot this video in Prague, Czechia. I found a few schools who provide this service of validation, and this flight school is Flying Academy. They have satellite in Miami actually, and they have main base in Prague, Czechia. So my advice, if you would like to do this validation process from FAA to EASA, just call them or shoot them email and they will help you with all this procedure. In this video I will show you what you need to do, what kind of flight training you need to receive there, what kind of check ride you need to do there, and what kind of exams you need to pass to validate your FAA license to EASA license. After validation process, you can rent a plane and fly in Europe as European pilot. Enjoy the video. Behind me you can see Aviation Medical Institute in Prague, Czech Republic. I just passed my medical check according to EASA rules. I visited 5 doctors: surgeon, neuropathologist, ophthalmologist, otolaryngologist, and therapist. The same medical tests as an FAA, blood test and urine test. I came at 7 o'clock in the morning and I just finished at 12 o'clock afternoon, so total time is around 5 hours.
So what are we going to go through today? As you have to validate, okay, we will go through basically everything which is related to the skill test that then we will ask you for. So we will make a departure, okay, from here, LKLT, Lima Kilo Lima Tango Letniani, okay. I will explain you today peculiarities of this airspace. It's not that straightforward in the beginning to get into it. Then we will depart via one of these points, of the exit point of the control zone, which is called Mike, okay, and we will start proceeding north. North, we will practice a couple of maneuvers, okay, among which the slow flight, the steep turns, and stalls, okay?
So power on stall, power off stall.
Exactly.
I make sure the full reach is on, it's done. Low voltage annunciator, we don't have any flaps, is already up. Avionics is on, engine stop complete, checklist completed. Information, good afternoon, this is Oscar Kilo Charlie Alpha Papa, 2 persons on board and the captain Casarosa. Right side, clear. Oops. Runway 23, not 15,000 nation, H1018. Should we do clearance turns before that, like we do in FAA check rides?
Can, but although we don't see much, but you can do it.
Okay, on the left side below me is clear, right side above me clear, side below it's clear, it's clear. Okie dokie, ready?
Good.
Let's go.
Information, Oscar Alfa Golf Lima, dobrý den. Žádám informace o aktivaci.
Blade 2, dobrý den.
Blade 2, pro information, dobrý den.
Okay, maneuver complete.
Okay, good. Okay, next thing is the stall.
So, clean configuration, power on stall, right?
Power off,
stall.
power off, power off.
Power go to idle, we don't have any carb heat, so we don't need it. Would you like to see slow flight or we'll just keep it?
No, just stall for now. Good.
Recovery,
Very good.
and the same on landing configuration.
Yeah.
500, below 110, flaps 10, 25, flaps 20, flap 30, and power to idle.
I see full flaps.
Full flap, check.
Stall, recovery.
Very good.
Up to 20. Accelerate.
Very good.
Level off. 80 knots. Flaps to 10. Positive separator climb. E5.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay, good. Can descend a little bit maybe, huh?
Yeah, let's go. I'll descend a little bit to the
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Moving back to airport, and I will do power on.
Okay,
Power on
okay,
stall.
okay.
Just to have a little bit more
Yeah.
space. Let's fly hitting 100%. Here we go. I see good spot. Nobody here. I don't see any traffic here. I'll slow down to 55 knots. And flaps 10. Okay, 60 knots, my rotation speed.
Yeah.
Full power.
Aha.
Slyšu Alfa Tango Whisky,
Chin up.
Praha Impulse, regionální QNH 1015.
Okay, very good.
And recovery.
Recovery.
You're looking for precautionary landing?
Yeah.
This green field is really good. Long light, but this one is good. And this brown is really good. Okay, pan. I have sick passenger on board. I decided to land about 5 miles south from Lima Kilo Mike Bravo.
Yeah.
And this is 172 Oscar Alpha Papa.
Exactly. Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the right side from my
Yeah, perfect.
perspective field, 1100. I'll just add a little bit more power
Yeah.
to maintain my
Good.
altitude.
You can cruise. You can set the cruising RPM.
Pushing RPM 23. I see power line here,
Uh-huh.
you see.
Ah, yeah. That's
So we can just fly over, or we need to choose another spot for landing.
okay. We can fly over it. Okay. For practice, you can just accomplish another traffic pattern. Although we have also villages
It's a
on
lot
the
of
left.
a lot of long runway, so I will just point. My aiming point will be forward about 1/3 of this field.
Okay. Perfect.
Everything else is looking good to me, so I don't see any big rivers or just
Uh-huh. Yeah.
obstacles. I can repeat my message. Pan. Oscar Kilo Charlie Alpha Papa. I have 6 passengers on board. About 5 to 7 miles from Lima Kilo Mike Bravo to the south, and I'm gonna land on a field close to some village. I don't know the name of this. Just my field in front of me.
Yeah. Be careful to the power lines, as you
Of
said.
course, looking good to me. And I will align with.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, very good. All right, you can go around.
And go around.
You're good. You're good.
I see power line,
Yeah.
so we above the power line. Used to fly such weather long time ago.
Really?
Yeah,
VFR or
Uh,
IFR?
in this weather,
Ah.
because I usually fly in Miami.
And that is to test your English level. Okay. After which we'll proceed to the instrument panel of an analog aircraft. We'll ask you to name the instruments and describe it for us. Okay. We'll ask you some things about it. It's not technical. We want to know that you know what the instrument does and what are the specific terminologies. Okay, like attitude, bang, pitch, so on.
Okay.
Then we'll proceed to the aircraft. You will name the parts for us. After which we'll proceed to ATIS. We'll play it for you. Okay. And we'll wait for it to finish. You'll have 3 repetitions. Then we'll question you about it. If you wrote everything, and we'll ask you what those things mean. And then we will simulate scenario-based communication.
Okay.
That's clear?
Yeah. My question is just for my next video. What is the reason for this test?
To test your English and specifically your ICAO English that you can perform well in aviation.
If I have FAA license which says English proficient, is not enough.
This is the EASA requirements. To
So,
do solo flights.
Anybody, even United States citizen with native language, they need to go through the ICAO
Yes.
test. This is just would like to understand.
Yes, that is true.
Perfect. Let's go. I'm ready. Wow. It was a pretty tough day to me. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning, followed by medical examination at 7 a.m. I just finished with some additional tests, which happens to be necessary for my validation process. Before that, I completed a training flight with instructor as a preparation for my check ride with EASA examiner tomorrow. And now I just passed ICAO test. I've got level 5. Duration of exam was around an hour, 2 examiners present during my test. I thought therefore the ICAO exam is machine-based like computer-based test or some web application, but I was wrong. It was communication with 2 examiners. I've got almost level 6, all grades was 6 except of grammar. But ICAO summary grade is always equal to lower grade from all grades, so my final level is 5. But I'm still pretty happy with that, especially when I recall that 10 years ago I had ICAO level 3. Level 5 is valid for 5 years. I don't need to have re-examination for next 5 years, which is good to me. My second test was RT, Radio Communication Skill Test. It was scenario-based communication with real ATC controller. I flew across country from Amsterdam to another airport, and we did simulation of real flights starting from engine startup until engine shutdown. I was a pilot, he was an ATC controller. He said he doesn't have any comments or questions to me. He will prepare a set of documents and send them to school. So everything is good. Tomorrow I will have a check ride, and don't be surprised. Check ride will start at 8 o'clock in the morning. So tomorrow at 8 I must be here in this office, meet with the examiner. I expect some oral examination, I believe it will be short one, and after that we are going to fly. I just landed, I passed my flight skill test. I flew with the examiner, his name Vladimir. As you understand, I cannot shoot the video during the check ride and my flight, but I can tell you it was pretty easy, more similar as a proficiency check than the real check ride. My aircraft Cessna 172 is Garmin G1000 avionic package. We completed a few maneuvers, soft field takeoff, steep turns, power on stall, power off clean configuration and power off stall in landing configuration. Also, I did precautionary landing. This maneuver is absent in FAA test, but here it exists. You just need to pick a spot for landing, but engine is running, and you don't have any mechanical issues. You just need to land ASAP because your passenger can be sick. After that, we did engine out simulation over airport close to runway. Then we did VOR navigation. Examiner asked me to find and identify VOR and fly directly to VOR. So I tracked to VOR, and after that he gave me radial 145 from the VOR. I just needed to demonstrate how I can track radial from to VOR. It was pretty simple. Also, I flew a little bit by headings. He provided me with guidance, and we completed pretty long flight. But almost 90% of this flight was just cruise flight, and maybe 10% we spent on maneuvers and tasks. We flew pretty long distance, looks like almost 130 miles total. I don't know why we did it, to be honest. Looks like examiner just spent some time with me because I'm qualified, but some timing requirements for check ride must be accomplished. It's just my assumption, I don't know exactly. Now I know everything about validation from FAA to EASA, and I'm happy to share my experience with you guys. I'm going forward to shoot new videos for you. Like, share, comments below this video. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Bye.